This is Sharon Loduca. But first, let me introduce myself. Jamie Allen Bishop with Soul Heart Collaboration. We're producing this amazing retreat, Infinite Possibilities, October 4th, 5th, and 6th, 2024. And we really want you to be there. But in the meantime, before you make your decision, one of the ways that you can decide if this is a retreat for you, you can get to know our speakers. And one of our speakers is Sharon Loduca. Am I pronouncing that right, Sharon?
You are.
Okay.
You are.
Close enough. And she's currently living near Toronto, Canada, and we met through networking, and I'm so grateful to know you, Sharon.
Thank you. Likewise, Jamie.
Yeah. So let's start off. Just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're about, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, okay. So is that the 60-minute version? Yeah, I think I always first and foremost identify as a mom. So I have 3 young adults. As you know, I'm a widowed mom. And I work in real estate, and I have a background in ministry with people. So it's always, my life has always been about people. And in working with people, I've always had to, I found that it forces me to dig deep inside and go, what about me? I believe in being authentic. And if I can't practice it, I don't preach it. Whether that's to my clients, to my kids, to my friends, it doesn't matter. I believe in genuinely living how I want to help. And that's just my life. And I find that maybe my kids have been, no doubt they are the biggest challenge for me, the biggest motivator for me, yes, and the biggest challenge. Because, you'll hear a lot of dissing for young adults and kids and teenagers. And for me, it's like, well, if we want to see something different, we need to live something different. And I believe my kids are a reflection of what I've helped them learn. So before we diss anyone else, let's look inside and see if we're reflecting that to them. And that's been a challenge for me. It's not been an easy road, and it's been a real challenge. And but the more that I get these little nuggets in life, the more that it motivates me to dig deeper, reach higher, and to just pour out more. That's basically me in a nutshell.
And that's why I love you so much. Because honestly, it all starts from within. It all starts from asking those questions. Who are we, and why does this keep showing up in my experience? I'm the only common denominator, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Love that. So Sharon, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be talking about at the Infinite Possibilities Retreat.
Sure. Well, because of the, why does this keep showing up, and why I am the common denominator? If I stay with that, I'm going to be extremely stuck. And I know in my own life, I've been stuck in a lot of different areas. It seemed to me the motto in my life that I constantly be stuck and can't get unstuck. And, so then I learned that I had to learn to ask different questions. I had to learn to formulate it differently. Instead of I am stuck or I don't have any answers, what if I look at it differently? What if I take a different approach? What if maybe I can believe, and if I don't believe, I can try to open myself up to believing that something can be different. And so that, and that sounds extremely simple, but I look at it over and over and over when I'm working with people, when I'm working with myself, and I'm thinking, okay, what I'm doing is not working. So what if I do something different, and how do I do that? And again, it's another one of those inside jobs. And if we do that, it's like we can't take into things in our life until what's changed inside us can accommodate it. And that's something that's really important. And I think that, sometimes we make it more difficult than it is. And I understand oppression, and I understand depression. I understand these things really well, too well. But I also, what excites me so much is that when I look around and I see so much of it, it's like, yeah, we don't have to live there. We don't have to stay there. We can reframe our life and our attitude towards life and our approach toward life. That is crucial to me. And even as I prepared for this time, when I took some time out to prepare for that, it was like, okay, I see a pattern here. I see what we've been doing last year, this year. Okay, Jamie, I'm ready for next year.
Yay! Oh my gosh, I love hearing you say that. So yes, Sharon is a return speaker, and her presentation last year was so powerful. It was kind of about reaching into yourself and being who you truly are, and how that opens you up to other things, how that transforms you as an individual. So I cannot wait to hear more about what you are sharing at this coming retreat. So thank you for saying yes. Yay.
Oh, I'm glad.
Why did you say yes?
Uh, how could I say no? Last year was a very challenging one for me. And what I found was that after I did that, it did something for me. It helped to elevate my game in life. And it really, so even sharing what I had learned and experienced, just putting it out to others, it just comes at you with a new light, right? Because again, it's kind of, so this year when you asked me, likewise, it was like, oh my, and this year is crazier than last year when you asked. So I kind of said, well, I mean, knowing the environment is very important. The people that we're speaking with is important, and the people we're sharing with is so important. And looking at that, it was like, okay, let me just rest in that and see what's been happening. So it makes me reflect on, okay, so what did happen between last year and this year? What made that difference? And, because sometimes we only see our struggles and we don't really see the shifts that we've made. And so when you ask, it made me look at the shifts that I've made, and I looked at it and I went, oh, okay. And as a result of that, I've already started making some more shifts because, and that's why I do it. Right?
I love that.
It can move me. Maybe it can help someone else. Maybe it can help them make a shift. If you got one less day of not feeling stuck or not feeling depressed or not feeling hopeless, it's worth it. It's worth everything.
Yes. Yes. Yay. Love, 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 love that answer. Somebody else said something along the lines of, and I'm going to bring it back to this, but that none of these retreats are the same. And
No,
it's not just the same person giving the same speech with the same examples.
no.
It has grown as with each year, even
Yeah.
within the speakers. So I love how you illustrated that in that answer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That fills me up more than you can know. All right, this is why I do it. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so yeah, so tell us a little bit about where you want to be, let's say in 5 years from now.
Well, that's probably where I'd like to be right at this moment. And I'm hoping it takes less than 5 years. But actually, I want to see the better me all the way around. I work, and I actively, it's not just wanting to, I actively do work towards these things. Better, deeper relationships with my kids, deeper in any relationships that are in my life is really important to me. The quality and being able to hear, being able to listen, being able to offer value of a presence that is actually present, and that is big because I lived a lot of life with not being present, and so it's it leaves a sting if you don't, so that you don't want that again, you want this. And that is in me as a person, and I feel that what happens in our personal life then can overflow into our business life, and I've seen it over and over. So if you get in a real funk, it shows in your business life, it shows in your attitude, it shows in how you work your client files and all of that thing. So I would love to see my business, I would love to see it 2-3 times from where it's at right now. So I do have certain growth plans in place, and I have actually been actively working on that, and even this week put some things in place. So it's a constantly evolving thing that's going on, and so I really want to see the quality, and that really is all it is. I mean, I feel so blessed with the people in my life and the things that I get to do already, and with the quality of life, but there's still so much more. So I want to tap into that and yeah, be able
Yeah,
to boast about that a little bit about with you down the road.
that's beautiful. That's a beautiful answer. That goes back to what you said at the beginning, which is it starts within in
Yeah,
order to grow and blossom into more. When some people struggle with that because they don't want to be, selfish or self-centered or whatever, kind of that the low vibration side of self-work.
yeah.
And I always wonder why that's the viewpoint of
Maybe maybe if we eliminate from self-work to self-engaging or to self-unfolding, because I think when we think of work, we think of failure and success. Whereas when we're looking at, self-actualization, self-realization, just being aware, just embodying things, just embracing. So if I need change and if I'm struggling that I'm stuck, then already the universe is speaking to me saying you need to shift, or I wouldn't be feeling the struggle. So the heavy work is already done. And that heavy work is see, we show up. We think, the showing up's got to be some really big thing. We show up for when we're stuck. We'll show up every day for years and say, I'm stuck, I'm depressed, I can't make it work. So if we show up to say that and we show up to do that, then we can show up to say something different. We can show up to do something different. And it's just a slight shift. And once we start the shift, we don't want to stop it anymore. It gets to be, it's, this is where curiosity and a childlike innocence comes in and says, so what? How many times something didn't work? You know, whether it's business, whether it's health, whether it's family, so it didn't work. So what? We can't be afraid of, we coin things failure and success. And it's all learning, it's all life. There's no failure in stumbling and finding out that's not going to work for you. You just simply found out that's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Hold that up. Whew, okay. Sharon, I don't know about you, but Sharon just like choked me up and got me all like, oh my gosh. So she's already hitting a nerve here, people. She's already working her magic, as I said to her when I paused the the recording. So thank you. That's huge, Sharon. It's when we step into who we are, it blows up in all areas of our life. And that's exactly why this retreat is set up the way that it's set up, where we're working on ourselves, personal development, but all of that changes our professional development as well. It all changes what we're open to and what we're willing to experience out there to grow our businesses. And every single one of these speakers is such a heart-centered business owner. They want to help you. Sharon is amazing at that. You should go ahead and read her reviews, because seriously, like I've never seen a real estate agent that has so much praise about how willing they are to help. So kudos, big time, big time.
Thank you.
But let's shift the energy a little bit from personal and professional development, and let's learn a little bit more about Sharon the person. So if you were to take a look at your travel bucket list in your mind's eye, what is the top place you want to go to next, and why is that?
Well, believe it or not, right where I am, I would travel Canada. I love Canada. I mean, I've been living in Ontario a lot of years. I guess 40 years. Yeah, but 40 years, 40-ish years I've been living in Ontario, and that's a massive province. And I am always delighted when I get to travel. Sometimes it's in the car, sometimes you rent something, sometimes it's just a tent. But I love it. And there's nowhere I have been in Canada that I haven't enjoyed it. And each province is so different and diverse. I have been to other places, but my preference is right here in Canada.
Love that. Love that. Honestly, we have a tendency, we being just the individual person,
Mhm.
a tendency to think of our country as just like, oh, that's just our country. We don't
Mhm.
explore it for what it is, and every country is so amazing.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that's wonderful. I think that's a great place to start with any kind of bucket list travel. Start in your own backyard, right?
You get to do it more often, and it becomes a way
Right.
of life rather than a once a year or once every other year
Yeah.
event.
Love
Yeah.
that. Love that, love that. Okay, so if you were a I was gonna say if you were a light, what kind of light would you be? That's a good question. I'm just gonna go with it. It's totally different from everybody else, Sharon. So here you go.
If I were a light, I guess I would have to be the sunlight because I really like to shine bright, hone in on places. I find that when you shine light in dark places, all of a sudden they're not dark anymore because light and darkness can't really embrace each other, so they can't. And with light, by that you simply help someone turn on a switch or have a new little revelation, and boom, they're gone off. They're just doing their thing. And yeah, so I think sunlight is the best.
I love that. I love that answer. So last question, and then we'll be done. If you were a color, then so if you're light, you're the sun. What color would you be?
I guess it's going to be a big red ball of fire
Excellent.
because that's how I roll.
I love it. Love it. Love it. You know what? People who are attracted to that element, the fire element, are oftentimes people who are forging new paths. So thank you for forging new paths in your wake. I appreciate it, whatever it looks like.
Uh,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah, I'm sure I will be as surprised as you are when we see it. But I'm just taking the journey and letting it unfold. Hey, this sounds really wooey, and it's not. I'm a very grounded person. I'm very serious, actually, and actually, I have a tendency to be extremely micro focused, and I have to learn to step back because I get too deep into things, and I can't see it.
I can relate. I
So
completely.
step back, shut everything down, walk away, do something completely different. It could be a couple of days. Sometimes I just did that actually. And this is why I was able to take that break in between right now where work was. And it's been wonderful. It's been absolutely wonderful because you get refreshed and you look at it and go, wow, yeah, yes, these things have been accomplished. Wow, where's this taking me? And you automatically know it's taking you somewhere. And
I'm
you
taking
know,
that as your piece of advice. Like
there's
step back,
yes,
take a breath, take a moment.
yeah, there are so many things in life that is so harsh, and we see the harshness in life. We see the things that, but there's so many things in life that are so beautiful and so kind to us. And so if we can also embrace that, we're not ignoring that there aren't challenging places, they are. But there's so many beautiful things that we also need to embrace, and it makes all the difference.
It does, it does. Okay, so if somebody needs to reach you or find you, where do they go, Sharon?
Share at SharonLoduca.com. Absolutely the best place to find me. And I'm happy to talk with anyone. Excuse me. And I'm happy to listen to anyone. No problem.
Awesome, awesome. And if you need tickets from Sharon, you can email her at share@SharonLoduca.com or go to her website where you can, I'm sure, click a little contact form, I think is what I saw.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, they find me all over the place. They find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. I'm there.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you again for saying yes. Appreciate it so much. Thank you. I cannot wait to hear what you
I consider it a privilege to do that. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you. And if you want to learn more about the Infinite Possibilities Retreat, October 4th, 5th, and 6th, 2024, go ahead and visit our website, soulheartcollaboration.com. And we really hope to see you there. Thank you so much, and ta-ta for now.
Take care, Jamie.